Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I would like to welcome some of the new people in digital assets to the roller coaster ride that is digital assets. Before I get going, I wanted to tell you something that I did today. Yesterday, Bitcoin was up around 20%, and as I recall, XRP was up anywhere from 3 to 6% or so during the day, and then today, Bitcoin is down like 8 or so percent, and XRP's down 13 to 14%. Well, to me, that's the perfect time for me to convert some Bitcoin to XRP, which is what I did today. My bags are fully packed and I'm ready to go. I believe that's from a John Denver song. Let me start off here. This is from Jaquito McPhee. Sent me this, and I have, for those of you that were wondering, I've restarted my computer, so we should be better than we were in the last video with no downtime. Okay, I wanted to cover this. This is from Squawk Box. Bitcoin has jumped nearly 200% since the beginning of April. Here's what Novogratz says in Behind BTC Moves. Okay, for those of you that don't know, Mike Novogratz is an investor. He was one of the early investors in Ripple. He is a major Bitcoin guy. Bitcoin is all he will ever talk about. You will never hear him say the word Ripple. You will never hear him say the word XRP unless he is specifically asked. And I've always thought that was the strangest, most odd thing. And I've even heard him say he just doesn't understand how XRP would go up. And I just do not believe that for a minute. I've heard his argument for that, and it's ridiculous. There is no argument. I've never seen him actually get into the dialogue about XRP and the utility aspect of it. Never heard him even mention it, not one time. And there's something to that. I don't know what it is, but there is something to that. In this clip, he's explaining to my favorite, Andrew Ross Sorkin, who I've told you I think is one of these arrogant Ivy League grads. That's just my perception of the guy from watching him on here. But Mike Novogratz gave a couple of reasons for the run-up. The first reason he gave is Libra and all of the major companies that have invested in Facebook's Libra coin. Well, and he was making the point that those companies all coming in this is basically telling the world cryptocurrency is here and it's legit and it's going to be a part of finance. And that's more or less what he was saying. And the other comment he made was kind of interesting. He said that the other part of it, and there's a lot of Bitcoin buying going on in China. And he said it is the Chinese illegally trying to get their money out of China is what he said it was. Now, what I found interesting was the second he said that, that's when Andrew Ross Sorkin really got excited. He said, wait a minute, you mean that Bitcoin is illegally being bought in China? In other words, oh, you mean we're going to be able in this segment to attach money laundering or illegality, or what we love to do with digital assets and Bitcoin and crypto is to act like it's some shady thing? Well, he loved it. You need to watch this for that reason, if no other. In fact, I think for this video, well, no, I'm going to put the XRP on Mike Novogratz's jacket for this one because he's an investor in Ripple and never does mention XRP. So he's getting the XRP symbol on his jacket for this video. I did one for Sorkin the other day. I'm going to start putting the XRP on Sorkin's shirt, so kind of like a logo. Okay, next. This is from AZXRP at HYDNOUT now. Hiding out now, I guess. Okay. Sent me this. And this is from Bittrex. Remember, Bittrex was hacked yesterday. Update. We're happy to announce that login and trading services are live again on Bittrex. Additionally, any user accounts that were affected by the breach have had their assets replaced as per the Bittrex insurance policy. Thank you so much to everyone who has supported us. And then XRP Crypto Wolf came in. He says, Bittrex stated that any users that lost funds by the hack have already had their assets refunded by Bittrex Insurance. The hack happened yesterday, so everyone was refunded within 24 hours. Thank you, Bittrex and Curious Wayne. Okay, first thing I want to say here, great for Bittrex. I think that they have done things honorably from day one, and I think that's great. Second thing I want to say, though, the big but is this. I don't care how Bittrex handle this. Keep your digital assets off of exchanges, because no matter how good someone's intentions are, what if next time they steal all of Bittrex assets? I mean, you don't want your digital assets on these exchanges. If you don't have the private keys, you don't own the digital assets. Get your digital assets off the exchanges. I have a description. You can get a Ledger Nano S in the description of every video I do. That's how I store my digital assets offline. You need to do something similar. Next, this is from XRP James, at XRP James. Sent me this, and this is from BitMix. Welcome to the 2019 bull market. BitMix trades record 16 billion in one day. BitMix, the world's largest cryptocurrency trading platform, saw record volumes across its operations as Bitcoin hit 13,000. The company reported the figures on Twitter on June 26th. BitMix, which is the world's single biggest Bitcoin derivatives provider, reported that more than $1 billion of open interest on the market. Trading topped $13 billion, with the number topping $16 billion across the platform's product range. Yes, that is awesome. Just because today's market has pulled back, that's part of it, folks. You don't have bull runs without days like that. It just is the way it is. It's been like that since I got in this in 2013. Next, from Where's Bob, at Bob in Deep XRP, sent me this Forbes article. Ripple deal could make XRP cryptocurrency compliant with FATF anti-money laundering rules. Let me X that out. Ripple, the largest single owner of XRP cryptocurrency, has signed a deal with a regulation technology startup coin firm to shine new light on how the third largest cryptocurrency is being used. Among the new anti-money laundering information coin firm will provide about cryptocurrency users is whether the cryptocurrency has been processed by technology called a mixer, designed to launder cryptocurrency by privately exchanging funds from multiple counterparties. Information on clustering, when small amounts of currency are sent via many different addresses to disguise the size of large transactions, and whether or not the funds come from a known theft or hack. So it says, notably, the new information will not include the actual identities associated with the public addresses. Let me see if there's anything else interesting. That's pretty much the gist of it. But Ripple's doing all the right things as far as checking all the regulatory box, and they have from the very beginning. If you're a part of XRP, you're a part of something very unique as digital assets go. Next, SendFriend tweeted this today. Today, SendFriend will cover your entire transaction if you send up to $10. Send now. And then it says, this guy says, you guys should double your marketing campaign. People need to hear about your amazing service. They say, we're working hard on it. Let's get the word out. Then this guy says, we'll do, as soon as you confirm you are using XRP and XRapid currently, the XRP community will overhype this and share. And then SendFriend says, we've confirmed we're live with XRapid now. For those of you that don't know, that means they are using XRP commercially. And all of the naysayers said it would never be done. This is one of the first dominoes, folks, and they're falling. Next, from Chinu Patel, at Chinu Patel 29, sent me this. Now, this is something you all need to see. Leonidas, who is on, you can follow him on Twitter, and he's got a website, XRP Arcade, and he also does a blog here on xrpcommunity.blog. He summarizes every quarter, and you talk about detail, folks. This is Q2 2019 XRP report, setting up the pieces, and he shows you every single thing that happened in this quarter, and you need to go through it. This guy has spent a massive amount of time doing all of this, and it is definitely worth your time to understand just how big XRP is and just how organized and thorough Leonidas is. All right, next, this is from Masari Crypto. They outline here all of the reasons that the different things that could be the cause of the Bitcoin bull run. I'm not going to go through them all. I'm going to go through the first one or two or three. 4 possible reasons behind this recent rally. First, this may be the first time in history that the price of Bitcoin is directly reacting to macroeconomic events over the course of several months. 3, the beginning of the rally coincided with the devaluation of the yuan that was induced by U.S.-China trade war fears. 3, the Tether supply has been expanding. Multiple sources suggest that buyers in China have been using Tether as an OTC on-ramp to Bitcoin. 5, in the grand scheme of things, Bitcoin's liquidity is still tiny, and there doesn't need to be a lot of buyers in China to push the market up by 400% within a few months. Well, they're talking a lot about China here. That goes hand in hand with what Novogratz said. So that's interesting, but they've got a bunch of reasons here listed. That's worth going and look at Masari Crypto. Next, Crypto Utility Guy at Utility Guy 7 sent me this one. ErisX goes all hands on deck to launch a Bitcoin futures market. ErisX detailed the company's 4 important plans for future, which includes launching a spot market, to secure a bit license, DCO, and to launch a futures market. ErisX currently has a DCM contract, which is a derivative contract market that allows ErisX to run CFTC-regulated futures exchange. However, ErisX aims to get a DCO derivatives organization, which will effectively allow it to run CFTC-regulated clearinghouse. A clearinghouse would mean that ErisX can take control of the custody of the assets and clear and settle trades. Okay, next from XRP Veteran, still on track. He said, we have just hit the upper red line, which was the 50 cent, retraces back into accumulation phase again. He's talking about XRP. Of all the TA predictions charts, this one looks the most interesting and realistic. And it shows, he's talking about XRP hitting that 50, I think 2 times in the last month or so, XRP has hit that 50 cents and then bounce back down into an accumulation phase is what he's saying. At some point, we're going to blast through that 50 cents. And I believe that's the point where we're going to go see some really interesting numbers. Next, from XRP Big Time at X Big Time, crypto exchange and XRP refuge Bitsane vanishes, scamming as many as 246,000 users. Well, folks, I've never heard of Bitsane. I don't remember Bitsane, don't know anything about it. So why anyone would have their digital assets on that exchange, it's such a random name. I've never even heard it, I don't think. Ireland-based cryptocurrency exchange Bitsane disappeared without a trace last week, likely taking hundreds of thousands of users' assets with it. Account holders told Forbes that attempts to withdraw Bitcoin, XRP, and other cryptocurrencies began failing in May, with Bitsane's support team writing in emails that withdrawals were temporarily disabled due to technical reasons. By June 17th, Bitsane's website was offline and its Twitter and Facebook accounts were deleted. Emails to multiple Bitsane accounts are now returned as undeliverable. Now, I've told many people on this channel the story of what happened to us, I believe, back in 2014. The same thing happened on a website called Cryptsy. It was CRYPTSY.com. The owner of that website went by the name Big Vern, and he was out of Florida. And at that time, he was completely legit, completely responsive to his customers. He was on Twitter left and right. And then one day you couldn't get your money out and that guy disappeared. As I heard it, he disappeared to China. I even spoke with the attorneys for this settlement. The guy has never been found. I even spoke for the attorneys. The attorneys told me back then that this, to their knowledge, this guy was not even investing the money you were putting into this site. He was not even investing that money into those digital assets. But I think what he was doing was, in the early stages of the Ponzi scheme, the guy was, when you requested to get your digital assets out, he would give them to you. But that's a true story. I had family members and friends that lost a lot of digital assets. So my point is, And back then, we didn't even have the option of a Ledger Nano S, folks. You had to shuffle it around all these different exchanges and pray that the one you were on was the right one. We've come a long way. And so when you hear about these things, do it. Get your Ledger Nano S. It's in the description of every video I do. Go get one and store your digital assets safely off of these exchanges. And finally, from the Rhythm Trader, a penny saved is a penny subject to inflation. Save a Satoshi instead. And he's making a very valid point. All of your dollars and fiat, that's inflation, because all of your central banks that are running that show, they can print it at will, and they sure do. It's not happening with Bitcoin. It's not happening with XRP, but it is happening with fiat. Fiat is a disaster waiting to happen. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family a penny saved is a penny subject to inflation. Save digital assets instead, especially XRP. Thanks for listening.